Hi, I'm Lily. Today I'm going to read you 재클린윌슨, Zipmouth. I read this book, Korean book, and it was so excited I want to read in English, in foreign books. This is the same book. I read this book and this book too. But today we are going to read 재클린윌슨, Zipmouth in English, foreign books. 재클린윌슨, Zipmouth by 재클린윌슨, illustrated by Nick Charlotte. Today I'm going to read you chapter 1, the first page. Lilycho, do you ever play with dolls? Don't worry, I don't think it's all babies to like dolls. I played with my dolls up until I was about 10, though I didn't really tell my friends just in case that they teased me. I think it's so sad that lots of girls stop playing with their Barbies and Barbies by the time they're 6 or so. I still love dolls even now. They sit in special places all over my house. I've got a doll with brown glass eyes and ringlets called Mad Alice, who's over 150 years old. 150 years old, and she reclines decoratively on my Victorian chaise longue. I have another gentle Victorian China doll called Mabel, who sits up straight in her own little chair. There are curved wooden dolls and soft and cloth dolls and a row of tiny plastic baby dolls arranged on my shelves. There are 2 characters in this book who love dolls. One is Lizzie and the other is in her very fierce great-grand. She can be very scary at times, but somehow Lizzie isn't frightened of her. Lizzie won't talk to anybody, but she will whisper to great-grand. Later in the story, it's Lizzie's turn to help great-grand to speak. Lizzie is a little bit like me when I was little, and the great-grand is a little bit like my mom. Lilycho, 재클린윌슨. Chapter 1. Do you ever have nightmares? I had such a scary dream I didn't want to go back to sleep. I was just starting to get light. I sat up in bed and looked at Mom. Her hair was spread out over the pillow. I wish I had lovely long hair like Mom. Sometimes she lets me brush and comb it. I can do it in a funny top knot. Once I put it in its place, and Mom looked just like my sister, not my mom. I haven't got a real sister or a real brother, but today I was getting two new sort of brothers, Lori and Jake. I didn't like them much. I was getting a stepdad too. He was called Sam. I didn't call him anything. I didn't like him at all. I frowned at my mom. I took hold a little clump of her hair and pulled. Ouch! What are you up to, Lizzie? said Mom, opening one eye. Oh, it's difficult. I was just waking you up, I said. It's too early to wake up, said Mom, putting her arm around me. Let's snuggle down and have a snooze. I don't want to snuggle, I said, wiggling away. Mom, why do we have to move in with Sam? Mom said, because I love him. I don't love him, I said. You might one day, said Mom. Never, ever, I said. You wait and see, said Mom. I think you are going to love being part of a big family. You and me and Sam and Lori and Jake. I don't want to be a big family, I said. I want to be a little family, just you and me in our own flat. We had fun together, Mom and me. We went to food for matches, and we shelled big tubs of ice cream, and we danced to music. Sometimes I stayed up really late, and then we went to bed together. I didn't like night times because of the bad dreams. I dreamt about my first stepdad. I hate stepdads. I've got a real dad, but I don't see him now. He stopped leaving us ages ago. He doesn't come to see me, but I don't care anymore. My first stepdad doesn't come to see us either, and I'm very, very glad about that. He was a scary monster stepdad. He pretended to be jolly and friendly at first. He bought me hats of presents. He even bought me a flying Barbie. I was badly wanted a bad Barbie doll, but Mom never bought me one because she thinks they are too golly. I like golly things. I loved my flying Barbie, but I didn't ever love my first stepdad, even at the beginning. When we went to leave him, he was still jolly and friendly when he was in a good mood, but he started to get lots of bad moods. He started shouting at me. I tried to shouting back, and he smacked me. He said I've got on his nerves, certainly got on nerves. He said he didn't like me. I didn't like him one bit. Mom didn't like him anymore either, especially when he shouted at me. We left the stepdad. We went back to being just Mom and me. We got our own flat. It was very small and pokey, and the bathroom had black mold, and the heating didn't work. But it didn't matter. We were safe again, Mom and me. But then Mom met this man, Sam, in a sandwich bar. They ate lots and lots of sandwiches. Then they started going out together. Then I had to start going out with them on weekends, even though I didn't want to. Sam's sons, Lori and Jake, came too. They didn't see their mom anymore. They seemed to like my mom, but I didn't like their dad. I don't want Sam to be my stepdad, I said again. He's not a bit like the last one, Lizzie, I promise, said Mom. I love my mom, but I don't always believe her, even when she promises. Lizzie, said Mom, oh, come on, you don't like that. You don't look like that. Don't we have fun together when we all go out, the five of us? Mom had fun. She lurked about with Sam and sang silly songs and talked all the time and held his hand. Sam had fun. He laughed at my mom and sang with her and told her these stupid jokes and put his arm around her. Rory had fun. I played football with Mom and she taught him how to dive when we went swimming, and when he didn't choose between pizza and pasta at the restaurant, he was allowed to have both. Jake had fun. He ate sweets all day long, and Mom gave him a musical toothbrush so that the sugar wouldn't rot his teeth too much. He brushed his teeth all day long too. He carried around with him. They all had to have their teeth brushed too. I didn't have fun. I thought Jake was a silly baby, and it wasn't fair. Mom didn't mind him having his beanie babies. Boys are allowed to be golly. I didn't like Rory much either. He pushed me over when we played football. I don't think he meant to, but it still hurts. And he splashed me when we went swimming. He did mean to do that. I certainly did not like Sam. I knew he wouldn't be jolly and friendly for long. I was waiting for the shouting to start. He kept trying to make friends with me. I just looked down at the floor and wouldn't say a word. I decided not to say a word to anyone.